With the development of the modern bicycle, many bike races over the last 400 years have been dreamed into existence. Never before has a bike race incorporating two simultaneous courses running the length of an entire country has even been dreamed of, let alone achieved. In New Zealand, from April 14th to the 21st, 2012, that dream became a reality. 430 cyclists flew in from around the globe and from all over New Zealand, pumped up their tyres, pulled on their crash hats and jumped on their bikes. It was early Saturday morning. Competitors had studied the two courses and chosen their island, north or south. Ahead 7 days, 7 stages and 700 kilometres with a grand finale in Wellington. There they will race the final stage, a criterium, and enjoy the hospitality of staff at the Intercontinental Hotel for the prize giving. They'll swap stories, enjoy an Alan Scott wine and settle their overall places on this, the inaugural tour of New Zealand. Day one in the south. Tim Shadbolt, Mayor of Invercargill and Master of Rhetoric, found himself the centre of attention on the Bluff start line.
Right, well, here we are at the end of Highway 1, or locals would say at the beginning of Highway 1. But whatever you think, it's a great place for racing, and of course to encompass the whole of the South Island, be going right up there, it is fantastic. Now, I get a lot of people, of course, come from North Cape to Bluff, and they come in wheelchairs and on skateboards, but it's not very often we see such a huge turnout as what we've got today. Absolutely fabulous.
The Southland weather was predictably cool for the southern teams, whilst the North Island competitors enjoyed the warmth of the breezes off the Pacific and the welcome and farewell of the local iwi.
But it's that pound in your chest when you know something good will come of this.
Cape Reinga Lighthouse has welcomed and farewelled many seafarers and travellers over the last 100 years as it watches over the Pacific Ocean and the Tasman Sea. These vast oceans are in a constant battle for supremacy as waves smash together and fight each other off the northern tip of New Zealand.
It's wonderful coming off from here. This very special place, very spiritual.
With 110 kilometres to Kaitaia and a brisk wind in their faces, the ride ahead would be no cakewalk for today's 80 North Island starters. Team Westpac, sponsors of Day 1, would spend their day hunting down the Ohakea Air Force team. Meanwhile, Dan Underwood from Japan would keep a watchful eye on Kiwi Roger Whitfield in a developing battle for the individual stage win. Tim Shadbolt's humour was soon forgotten in the south in this 139 kilometre stage, with the road rising imperceptibly from Bluff to Mossburn. Stretching ahead of the 130 riders was their 700 kilometre week-long journey. A fascinating battle for ascendancy unfolded. Jeff Williamson welcomed into the Southland farming town of Mossburn, champion for the day. He was closely followed by teams Christchurch Boys High, Crombie and Price, Wensley Cycles, Late Bloomers and the Renish Clan family team. 2.5 hours behind the fastest teams, Hikurangi and the Fiordland Flyers were possibly having more fun, eventually crossing the line just 10 seconds apart.